Okay, to help people speed up the process of finishing part two of Fairfax County Crime, I'm going to perform some of the geoprocessing steps in the assignment. So I won't be going through it step by step, but I will just demonstrate how to do the parts that were causing some speed bumps for people along the way. Okay, so I'm going to assume also that everybody has been able to get all of the crime for Region 1 clipped to Region 1, and that's why we only see some of the data here. I'm also going to assume that you have been able to determine how many total crimes, and I think that was something like 30,314 plus or minus a few. So I'm going to assume you all got that far. And now it's time to make a statistic summary table of the types of crimes that happened in Region 1 from the beginning of the 2009 record keeping to 2019 or part of 2019. So the way we do that, we first we're going to make a summary. Before we make any graph, we're always going to be doing some form of a summary of a column. So if I summarize the event description for crime 1, I'm summarizing the event description of all the crimes in the table crime 1, and it says to call this, and I'm going to put it in the GDB. I'm going to call this crime underscore 1 underscore statistics. Save it. The field is going to be event description, and we want maximum, and we want event description here, and we're going to run it. And that makes a table here. We're going to open it, see what we have. And here we have the frequency. All the different types of crimes are listed here, and the frequency of each of these crimes for the period of record from 2009 to part of 2019 are here. Okay. Now, this takes us to the end of part, basically number 6 in the instructions. And for number 7, we have to add a field. So to do that, we click the Add Field button, and it brings up this window that allows us to make fields. And we're supposed to call this one, let's see, percent. And I think we're supposed to change this to float. And this numeric, we're going to change it from none to percentage, 2 decimal places, and let's see what else. And we just okay that. All right, so this is ready to go. The only thing that you have to remember to do is to go up to the top and save it, because this will not become part of the table unless we make it final. So now if we close the fields, the fields table, which is just used for making new fields, you have a percent field here. Okay. Now to complete this one, and there was an error in the instructions, there should be in step 8 it should be right click percent calculate field. So what we're going to do here is right click on percent and calculate field, and there's no magic to this one. You have to just write a formula, and the percent is going to be equal to the frequency of these events divided by the total number of crimes. So it's kind of like if there's a 100-point test and you got 75 of the questions right, 75 divided by 100 times 100 is 100%. It'll give you 100%. So we're going to do the same thing here with the frequency of it. So percent is going to be equal to frequency divided by the total number of crimes, which I think was 30,314. Maybe you had 214. I can't remember what, but you know what you have. It's in your document. And at this point, you might think you should be putting parentheses around this, times 100. I don't know why ArcGIS doesn't require you to do that, but it may just simply be that it's designed to reduce the amount of keystrokes you have to put in for such commonly used operations. So it's just going to be times 100. Okay, and then you run it, and we should see this field fill up with those percentages. Okay, and it worked. Okay, so that's how you get to the percent calculation done. And now I'm going to skip over a number of questions that you have to do. But for number 11, you have to create. For number 11, you have to make a graph. But you're going to make. It says to make a graph of a bar chart of percentage versus the event description. Okay, keep those two in mind. So we can right click on this crime statistics table over here. There's two ways to do this. We could go up here and hit data and click over here and pull down create chart. But I think you guys will start to prefer to do this because you can just right click on this table, crime statistics, and then that's this chart right here. We're going to then choose create chart, and you get to that same list of graph choices. So we right click on crime statistics, create bar. We don't see anything there because we have to go to chart properties, which popped up over here, and do this for event description. We want to look at the percentage of these event descriptions, change this to none, go down here and choose percent. And then this is a very cramped scale here. See 0%, and these things are all on the bottom, hugging the line on the bottom. So take this and stretch it upward. Okay, and so now we can see. Let me click this to get that to go away. And there's your percentage for each of these different types of crimes for the period of two. Now you can change the title yourself. It's just something you're supposed to do. You can continue to play with the chart properties and axes tools and create your finished graph. Okay, and read the instructions in step 11 to find out what needs to be in this graph before you take a screenshot. Okay, and I'll stop right there for this video.